His YouTube channel gets 5.2 million views. He's never short of an informed opinion, and he has a new book titled To Quote Myself.
Congrats on the new book.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
And thanks for inadvertently writing my first question for me. It was so beautifully put. Most people who are picking up this book are looking at it now and thinking, who is this guy and why has he written a memoir?
A lot of my life, when I look back, really doesn't make sense how it's turned out. The village that I grew up in, really small, where you saw a car maybe once a week, when I was growing up as a child, and a lot of illiterate people. My biggest aspiration, what you were told to dream, was to become a mine worker. So you go and work in the mine. So that was the big dream. Oh, one day I'll go there and I'll be drilling in the mines. And if, as a young man and as a young boy, I'd pick up a heavy object, people were so impressed and they'd say, oh, you're so ready now to go and work in the mines. Yes,
you're strong.
You're strong. And that was it.
But his heart was set on a career in advertising, and his mother's support helped him achieve this after he matriculated.
From there, obviously, then I went to study the AAA School of Advertising through some, really interesting circumstances, how I actually got there. And eventually, while I was studying the AAA, I became homeless because my mother was not working. She had cows, and she had to sell them off one by one to make sure that I was able to study, and then eventually she ran out.
You were sleeping on everything from varsity tables to flats that were being renovated.
Sometimes, because there was these ridiculous deadlines at the AAA, people would work late. So they'd be there at like 2 in the morning, and I have to pretend that I'm working like everybody, and I'm not. But all I want is for them just to leave so that I can just get some sleep.
People must have thought you were the hardest working student
there.
But
I wasn't. I really wasn't. All I wanted to do was to sleep.
So crazy to think that your first job was here as a waiter.
And that was how I actually eventually got out of being homeless, was because I was working here as a waiter in this restaurant. And it's funny enough, like right across the road, not too far away from here, is the YMCA. And I stayed there for a month, and really that's actually how I got out of it.
Well, a nostalgic trip down memory lane back to Cape Town wouldn't be the same without a trip up Table Mountain. So what do you think?
Let's go.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
As Senior Communications Manager for 26 brands, including the most famous soft drink in the world, Khaya is respected in business and media.
You've got over 200,000 Twitter followers, over 40,000 Instagram followers. You're one of the most influential people in media in the country.
When I look at it, I think the reason maybe I've had so many followers is because I think a lot of the things that I say are quite relatable, and I tend to ask questions that everyone has an answer to. I think maybe that's why.
We all like to think we're pretty creative people, but from a creative genius such as yourself, give us some advice on how to harness that creativity.
The best tip for me when it comes to creativity is if you think about doing something, do it. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. It's really that simple. A lot of the time, people get so intimidated and so scared of actually trying out and doing something, and they also hope that it will succeed the first time they do it. It's not. The joy for me isn't doing it more often and getting better every time you do it. And I think for me, that's the beauty about creativity, and that's what I enjoy about it.
Cool, so I've got to get into the social media thing more. And the only way I'm going to do that is I need more followers. So if I piggyback off your followers, like if you took a selfie now of us, how's that?
No, I think that's great, because then I can get all your hot followers when you post.
Deal.
Yeah, let's do that.
It was a fair exchange, as Khaya boasts a number of the fairest women in the land as his followers too.